This is Shelly Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the LD Micro Invitational 2015 in Bel Air, California. I have with me Kyle Winther of VHUB International. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is VHUB, VHUB. Kyle, welcome to SNNLive.
Thank you for having me, Shelly.
It's good to have you. So let's get an overview on VHUB, if you would.
Sure, absolutely. VHUB was started in 2008 under the corporate name Delight Products. We started selling electronic cigarettes in 2008. We forecasted that the electronic cigarette industry was going to be transitioning to a vaping market. So a vaping market is more the high-end electronic cigarettes that have bigger batteries and they use Eliquid. So in 2013, we opened up our first retail vapor store, and in 2013, we also developed our first what we call a mod. So it's a bigger electronic cigarette. And so we did this in order to control the profit margins. We wanted to be able to have profit margins that we can have to sustain to distributors, wholesalers, and retailers.
Can I stop you for a minute? Let's find out more about this product.
Okay.
Who are the predominant users of the product?
So it starts out as users who are actually smoking cigarettes. They taper down from cigarettes when they switch to electronic cigarettes. So they started at a higher nicotine level and then they transition down to a lower nicotine level. Then what they find is that the power of the electronic cigarette doesn't work as well for them, so they transition to the higher devices, what we call mods.
So why doesn't it work as well?
Well, the electronic cigarettes have a small battery capacity and it doesn't have a lot of power. So when the user actually draws on the electronic cigarette, it only pulls so much vapor out of it. It doesn't heat up as strong. So what our mods do, they have a bigger battery, a stronger battery, and that actually produces more vapor, and that actually satisfies the consumer.
How big a market is this?
Currently, Wells Fargo did a study in 2014 that the vaping industry as a whole is $2.5 billion. And that's actually broken up into two segments. The e-cigarette industry, which is actually the C-store market and the disposable electronic cigarettes, at $1 billion. The other $1.5 billion is actually the vaping industry, so your mods, your electronic cigarette, the higher powered batteries, and your e-liquid. So as you can see that the vaping market has already taken over the electronic cigarette industry.
Where does your growth come from?
Currently, all of our growth comes from our wholesale and distribution. So the products that we have developed and manufactured is we've created such a high demand for our products and a following that consumers are coming to us. So there are tens and thousands of shops nationwide and worldwide that we distribute to. So a lot of these shops are coming to us, and that's where the large portion of our revenue is coming from, is wholesale and distribution.
What's your brand name?
Our brand name that is actually popular right now is the Limitless mod. So that's actually this device. You can see on there, that's our logo, and it is becoming so popular that we basically created a following where consumers want this so bad that they'll do anything they can to get their hands on it.
Well, how do they get their hands on it?
We have to increase our manufacturing production. That's why we're here. We want to be able to meet with investors in order to raise capital, in order to increase our production, that we can supply the market with the product that these consumers are demanding so much for.
What did you do before this?
I actually own a marketing company, so I apply that skill that I have in order to increase our online presence. So these products that we do come out with, I can rank up for them in Google. Not only that, there are other third-party products that I can actually rank up for and get that #1 spot in Google, so that way when people search for them, we get all that traffic. So currently we get about 200 to 250,000 visitors a month on our website.
So you're actually a manufacturer?
Yeah, we manufacture, we distribute, we do everything.
Where do you make them?
Currently, our mods are made in San Fernando Valley, so it's about 15 minutes away from us, which is very convenient.
15 minutes away from us right here where we're standing in Bel Air, California.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah. So the epicenter of this industry is actually here in Southern California. This is where it started from, and this is where all the growth comes from. So the fact that we can be said we're a made in the USA device and we're in Southern California, consumers are striving for this product beyond belief.
So here's the multi-million-dollar question.
Sure.
When you have restaurants and public places in California where you can't smoke cigars or cigarettes or pipes, how do the people smoke your device?
Well, typically what they're doing is they're using it for their own personal consumption. So they're using it to quit smoking, they're using it to use in their own personal presence, but we actually own 2 retail locations where you come in, you try all the different e-liquids, and you could actually use it in the store to find out what flavors you like and enjoy.
Mm-hmm. So is there growth in the market from the standpoint of not only replacement of cigarettes and other items, but in general, new users that want to try something different.
Absolutely. The growth in this market is exponential. Currently, the market is growing at about 36.2%, and Wells Fargo and Bloomberg actually did a study that they anticipate in a decade that the vaping industry will be about $80 billion and overtake traditional cigarettes.
You know, Kyle, I want to ask you, what types of products do you have? What's the approximate price of them?
Sure. Well, we're actually manufacturing our Limitless mod, as I explained, and we do manufacture our own Eliquid in a GMP ISO 9000 FDA certified lab. And so our mods actually retail from anywhere from $99 all the way up to about $180 based on the material. And we're actually manufacturing those at about $27 up to about $50. So that leaves us about a 50 to 60% profit margin on our devices. And our e-liquids, they retail for about $12, and we're manufacturing about at $1.50, and that leaves us with about a 70% profit margin based on wholesale and retail.
Tell me a little bit about e-liquid.
Sure, so e-liquid is actually what goes into your device, so there's tanks or drippers as we call them. So this is our brand called Binary e-liquid. So we come up with a 5-flavor line that is very unique. We kind of like to describe it as a fine wine. So it's not like something you see at traditional C-stores where it can be just a blueberry, a tobacco, a cherry, that we have 5 different extracts, so you get different inhales, you have a different palate, so you can taste different extracts. So it's very unique and very fine-tuned.
Well, let's give your website out to our audience.
Sure, absolutely, thank you. So our website is VHUB. You can Google us, or if you want to go directly to the website, it's www.vapor-hub.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Winther, VHUB International. VHUB is the symbol. That's VHUB. I'm Shelly Crabb. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the LD Micro Invitational 2015, Bel Air, California. Kyle, thanks for coming on to SNNLive.
Thank you for having me, Shelly. Appreciate it.
It's good to have you.